Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 660, 9:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Western Pennsylvania, 12/15, December the 15th, 2023. I'm 18 days from leaving for Ukraine. Guys, it's going to get crazy then. Let me say some hellos. Welcome all of you guys in here on a Friday night or a Saturday morning for a lot of you guys on the other side of the world. NATO TV War, Jimbo. I like Ricochet's comment. He says, truth about the Ukrainian army, 660 days, and I have a solid read. Giants among men, 100%. King Raccoon, welcome to you, sir. Jeffrey Burnett, moderator out in California. Linda Cassio, Greenville, PA. Rick Berry, Slav Ukraina. Niels, my friend. Oi, welcome to you. Decide domestic policy on south border has failed. Agreed. Foreign policy has failed. Agreed. Secure Ukraine's border first, then we can go back discussing the U.S. border policy. And I can tell you guys, if my memory is correct, Decide lives in Oklahoma, I think, and he's closer than I am to the southern border. I also know that Decide leans left, I lean right. That's the beauty of this place. So here's what I would say to that comment. I agree the border has failed in the South and foreign policy has failed, and I agree with securing Ukraine's border first. I would just suggest that we are the United States of America, and we are not at war with Mexico. If we do not have the capabilities to simultaneously smash Russia in the ground through the war in Ukraine and secure our border, then I question if we're not entering into the phase where Rome is falling again. If we had right leadership, we can take care of it all.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
That's my opinion. So, Mitch Ashdown, welcome to you. Larry and Debbie, welcome to you. The King, saying about the border, Skeg down there in Australia. Good morning to you, my friend. All right, guys, we're going to jump right in. Thank you for caring and sharing and doing all of those things. It's vitally important. We're growing now pretty quickly, and it's going to continue, especially when I get into Ukraine. I'm sure of that. Now, speaking of growing, on Sunday, in 2 days, I will right here. I'm going to be doing a live co-stream with Rick, the Ukrainian. We've now become friends. In fact, Rick and I will connect and do a live stream together, I'm sure, when I'm in Ukraine. And he's quite the guy. So we're going to be live with him Sunday afternoon. And those streams are quite long. So feel free to hop in. We're going to be doing a little testing tomorrow, and I'll co-stream it as well if possible on my YouTube. But Sunday, about 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, wherever that works out for you in the world, be rolling live with Rick, the Ukrainian. So we're growing, and it's wonderful as the world comes together. Let's jump in tonight. We're going to talk about Ukraine, of course. We're going to talk about Russia. We're going to talk about the United States and Ukrainian heroes. We're going to start with the front. We're going to start with the war. And I have a ton of video for you tonight. And some of it is amazing. And some of it is going to confirm things in your mind, in your understanding, and things that we've been talking about for 660 days. And then other parts of it, of the night, is going to make you extremely angry. And the last part's going to make you extremely joyful. So get ready for a roller coaster ride in regard to the update tonight. So let's start right here with the frontline update tonight. I need to flip over, and very thankful, Johnny's map here. In fact, Johnny, I woke up this yesterday morning, and Johnny says, "Hey man, this stream's great, but my map, I've got all kind of other things in there that you can use. Make sure you turn on the layers." So we got the layers on tonight, and very thankful. So we're going to start first, and I've got some video. We talked about this earlier, but this border right here, we'll start in the north, Chernihiv and Sumy. Russia is at the minimum trying to really force Ukraine to pull more soldiers up there. It is quite active with the border incursions. And 5 days ago, maybe, I shared with you guys a video of one of the commanders up there talking about the incursions. Well, today he was talking again about the incursions. I've got that for you right here. And then I'm going to show you what Ukraine is doing now on that northern border. Chernihiv, Sumy, and actually, he also says this is happening in Kharkiv. So that entire border with Russia. Now, over here, this is where Belarus starts. So here he is again, talking about the incursions.
Groups are entering from the Bryansk, Kursk, and partially from Belhorod regions in the strips of Chernihiv, Sumy region, and Bagadukiv district of the Kharkiv region. In total, in 2 weeks, there were 7 attempts by the enemy to enter the territory of Ukraine. In 5 cases, our defenders managed to detect the enemy's intentions in time, inflict fire damage, and the enemy retreated after the losses. In the Myropil district, which is in the Sumy region, a sabotage reconnaissance group tried to cross the state border of Ukraine using technical means. They were detected timely, and fire damage was inflicted with mortars, artillery, and small arms. In this battle, soldiers directly at the observation post and in the combined support point participated. The observation post was displaced by the State Border Service of Ukraine, and the unit of territorial defense, and fire damage was inflicted by gunners from the unit operating in this direction.
So let's interpret it. It's getting hotter up on that northern border. What is Ukraine doing? Not only defending their lines with soldiers, their borders with soldiers, they're also reinforcing all the borders on the entire line with Russia, which includes Chernihiv, Sumy, and Kharkiv Oblast. This is what they're doing. Dragon's teeth, trenches. And you may ask, well, weren't those things there before? No. You know, there's an active war there, but their resources are needed east and south. But now they feel something may be coming. Let's put it that way.
Чернігівщина. Перевірив хід виконання робіт з обладнання одного з оборонних рубежів. Завдання виконує цивільна організація. Військові інженери спостерігають та надають відповідну методичну допомогу. Роботи тривають 24/7 та будуть виконані у встановлений термін. Коли знадобиться, ці оборонні рубежі займуть війська. І ми будемо готові до адекватного реагування на розвиток ситуації. Рухаємося далі. Слава Україні! Разом переможемо!
Glory to Ukraine until victory. So that's what's happening there on the front, on the northern border, which is, think about the resources that are needed there to do that. Fuel, soldiers, infrastructure. And you could see the weather. It's terrible. It's cold. It's icy. It's snowy. It's exactly what they do not need to be doing, but it's what they have to do. So that's there. Now let's go back over here. This is updated as of today. Hello there, Niels and King. Yes, I'm doing good, my friends. Everywhere you see a red dot right here, and I'm using Johnny's map now, is all confirmed with 3 sources, and sources that I completely agree with Johnny on. Russian advancement. The first one is up here in the Kupiansk area, coming in towards Kupiansk. Remember, that's the city that Putin has required for them to take by elections. Additionally, there was movement here, and this is in the Seversk circle. Seversk, we always call it that because we deliver aid to Seversk. You know, maybe that's not the smartest place to deliver aid. We just get in the middle of all of it, but there's a lot of grannies we take care of in Seversk. Come down to Bakhmut. Do you guys remember when that line was like, let me do this, when it was like this at Bakhmut? Well, it's not. And as I've told you before, they're leveling this line up because they want this right here, Ivanivsky, and then from there, Chasiv Yar. And it's very close. You're a kilometer. You're within sniper range on the east side of Ivanivsky from the Russian positions. We come down, and Avdiivka is, let me do that. We come down. Klishivka. This is that little straight town that's completely destroyed, leveled to the ground. This was the railroad that Ukraine had taken, and then Russia took it back. But now they're wrapping over, pushing for this section here. But it doesn't matter. Klishivka's, I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't. There's nothing here. Zero. It's leveled to the ground, burnt earth, scorched earth. It's gone. There is no Klishivka. And then we come down to Avdiivka. And you can see the Russians' biggest push is on this line. They're just trying to come in now and get completely behind the coke plant because this is the coke plant that they want. They've already came in just to that corner, but really, you see what they want. They already have half of Stepovi, which is this village. Then they want to go to Berdichi, Simonivka, which means a seed, Orlivka, and just wrap right around. That's the goal. You heard it from the ground commander himself on the quote I gave you the other day, and that is Ukraine is now having to move to defensive actions instead of offensive. This is Marinka. It's done, and you can see now. It's simple to see here. Honestly, if you look at this map, do y'all see the amount of fields right here? I mean, it's miles and miles and miles and kilometers and kilometers and kilometers. And then you have this line along this waterway. Oh, wrong button. This line along this waterway. And you can see every village is along that line. So this is going to be a coming push. And you can already see they're starting to make movements here because they want to come up that line right there. It's ugly. Now, on the south, everything's quiet. Even Robitny. There's no movements either way. And Kherson tonight demolished. In fact, I have that video somewhere. Just listen. It is really bad in Kherson. Really bad. And last night, I've got the video, but I don't think I'm going to show it after all. The Russians shelled a residential building, killed a 57-year-old grandpa. And I had the video of them telling the story and the destruction. I mean, they just leveled buildings. There's dozens and dozens wounded, and it killed the one older man. And instead of showing it, I'm just going to tell you. The man was at his garage, and the garage is right adjacent to the 5-story building. And he was putting his car in it, and he came out. His wife had already gone in the building, the home, the apartment building. And the moment she went in, the artillery struck. Destroyed so much, she ran back out, and her husband was killed laying in the street. 57 years old. A neighbor come running, and he tells the story. How he had to deal with the lady, deal with the man that had lost his life. So it's every day. What was that phrase Zhenya used? Non-stop. Non-stop. Okay, let me look here. I was on the wrong page for the comments here. Chuck Pinkham, welcome to you. Amish Marine. No, I have not heard of that music band. Tim Ryder, welcome to you. Niels, yes, I shared your stream in Rick's now. Thank you for that, Niels. Appreciate you, man. I really enjoy Rick's stuff a lot, and I look forward to getting to know him personally. Desade, Mr. Terry's 100% correct. I'm trying to figure out why you call me Mr. Terry. That's my father. Just call me Greg. Mr. Terry's 100% correct. I lean more left than him. He votes Republican. I vote Demo. Demo. Sorry. I've watched nearly every video Steers put out in regards to Ukraine. Thank you, Desade. I'll be honest with you. I used to vote Republican. It doesn't mean I'm voting Democrat. But, man, I'm looking for somebody else. I really am. So that's exactly where I stand if you want to know. Okay, so Greg, is it true that Biden has $4 billion that he has present use anytime and also still over $1 billion? No. He has a drawdown amount that he can use as president. The $4 billion number you're getting at is the little bit of resources that are allocated in the 2023 budget. There's $4 billion, of which $200 million he drew down on to send them a little token gift of aid. So no, unless the Senate next week, and we'll talk about this in a minute, approves something, 99% Ukraine will get no more aid before January. That's where we're at. We'll see. LWD Farm, welcome to you. CZ, welcome to you. Skeg, vote for me, Greg. Okay, Skeghead for president of Australia. Oh my goodness. I call you Mr. Terry because you said it bothers you. I'm trolling you. I don't call you Greg because my name is Greg. Dude, you know what you get for that?
Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Understood completely. You call me whatever you want, brother. Awesome. All right. So that's the look. Now, here we go with stuff that is going to challenge you a little bit. Zhenya sent me a video yesterday. Says, Greg, share this, please. I said, okay. I'll show it to you in just a second. But I want you guys to understand something about the air alarms. The air alarms, and we didn't look at it, but here it is right here. It's quiet right now, but let me tell you why it's quiet right now. It is quiet right now because for the last 6 hours, Ukraine has been under air alarm, and the air alarm was basically this entire section of the country. There are explosions in Kyiv. There were Shaheeds launched. There were 3 MiGs in the air. And for 6 hours, this region was under air alarm. So it is finished. and it's clear as of right now. But of course, we'll check back. So, air alarms. When I am in Ukraine, you hear them with Zhenya. We show videos with that. But when I'm there, and we're live streaming from there, there's no question air alarms will go off while we're streaming. No question. So, air alarms hit in two ways. The first way is when the air alarm goes off, before the ringing ever happens, everybody's mobile phone gets an alert. And it doesn't matter where you're at and what you're doing. Mobile phones are pushed the air alarms. This is why another reason so important when Russia starts hacking the mobile network systems. It's not just about infrastructure and banking and communication. The air alarms are not pushed to the phones. The air alarms typically will hit your phone about 2 minutes before the horns start going off wherever you're at. In every city, every region, every town has the horns through the whole country. So your phone will look something like this, and that says 9:41. It's green. It's clear in Kyiv. At 9:01, the air alarm started in Kyiv. So this is how it works. Now, Zhenya sent me this picture right here. This is what is on the phone. If you look over to the right, I blew this up, be easier for you to see. So air alert, Khmelnytsky region, 13th of December from 23:47 until the 14th, 013, a 25-minute air alarm. Then today, 11 a.m. to 12:41, 1 hour and 34-minute air alarm. Then 1:41, then basically an hour and 20 minutes later, 2 o'clock, 14:09 to 14:57, another air alarm, 48 minutes. And then 39 minutes later, 15:36 to 16:15, a 38-minute air alarm. So how do you do business and function when they're happening like this? And Zhenya sent me this little clip to show you guys.
Hello from Ukraine, and this is how it works. People already got some information with a special app that there is air alarm in Khmelnytsky, air alert, and usually with a delay of 1 minute, sometimes a few minutes, we have it.
So that's how it works. So on his phone, he already knew it. That's why he started shooting video. He said, it's going to come. And then boom, that's how it happens, guys. Let's see here. Ronnie Vranken, Greg Terry Experience. Is there a way to send you a picture? For sure there is. So go to my website and hit contact. I'll pin it in the chat right now, or boom. As soon as somebody puts another line in the chat, I can pin that. Somebody just there. Thank you. That heart is in the way. Somebody else put one more line in there. Thank you. Pin. There you go. That's how you can send me a picture. Okay. Now, why did Yuri Ignat, the Air Force spokesperson, come out and say, I'm sorry, but we cannot stop the air alarms. They have to go off. Why? Because it's too dangerous when Russia has Kinzhals, the daggers, the hypersonics. So this graphic was released to help people understand, and I'm going to show it to you now. It's written in Ukrainian, but, oh, you need some YouTube bots with commands so you can tell bot to like certain links. Okay, thank you. So what that says in English is, How long does it take for a hypersonic missile launched from that position in Russia, okay, which is about 200 kilometers from that mark to the border? How long does it take for a hypersonic missile to hit the target? So from where that's launched, 1.7 minutes to reach Kharkiv. A minute and 40 seconds. It's over. Kyiv would come all the way over. 3 minutes, 3.2 minutes. That's it. From the moment that rocket is launched off that plane, in 3.2 minutes, it can be hitting the target in Kyiv. If you come over, you see the real long name there. That's Starokonstantinov. That's the air base, Polnitsky region. From the moment it's launched, 4 minutes and 4.4 minutes. And then if you come all the way across to Uzhgorod, which is over on the border with Hungary, 6.3 minutes that rocket has carried all the way. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, I will tell you this. Yesterday, Ukraine did take down one hypersonic missile over Kyiv. They took it out. That's a great accomplishment. 2 others they didn't, but 1 they did. Really, really good accomplishment. Now, they also released this because it seems that Russia's beginning their winter barrage very regularly now to take out infrastructure and wreak havoc and kill people. But inside the Kinjals, the daggers, the hypersonic missiles, there are 77 components that are made in the United States. There are 8 that are made in Switzerland, 6 made in Japan, 5 made in Taiwan, 3 from Germany, 1 from Spain. And there's more components in that. But in these missiles, 77 components are American. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, guys, buckle your seatbelts because this one's going to be interesting now. What you're seeing here is, wow, is that 2 total so far? If your question is, have they taken out 2 Kinjals, Peter? Yes, they've only literally taken 2 out. Now, they've deflected, and they called it by luck, but to actually take them out, it's been 2. Yeah, air superiority. Now, Botox boy, I'm going to show you guys something here now that's crazy. Let me get these questions. Let's see. PG. Is there a way to engage in cyber truth on any media sites inside of Russia? Is there a media site to send Russians truth about this war? A resistance movement in Russia would be a big help. So there is already. They're pretty much squashed, but there are, it's hard for some of you to swallow, but there are really some wonderful Russian people that hate every second of this. Absolutely hate it. And they are fighting for the truth. They're fighting their own country from the inside. Is there a way to make a big movement? No, not really, because it's a closed society, 100%. Now, what you're seeing here is something that's very interesting, and this is not new since the war started. Vladimir Putin always does this. The top says, Itogi Goda, Vladimirovich Putin. Okay, so Vladimir Putin. Year in review with Vladimir Putin. On the right, he's got the Zarubin who follows him around, his personal reporter. not his spokesperson, his personal reporter. And then the lady on the left is another journalist that is allowed to get close to him. Up on the top left, the basic theme was Ukraine is running out of time. And this was discussed for hours. Now, you will see when I show you a couple of videos, a huge 300-400 people, maybe studio audience. They raise little papers because they want to ask questions. And then one of the moderators will go and they can ask their question to Dictator Putin. And then he answers them. Now, of course, those questions are staged. But here's what's interesting about it. He does this. And he's very capable to do this. I'm not glorifying, I'm just telling you the truth. He sits there for hours and talks about every topic. Please don't take this the wrong way. It's quite impressive, to be honest. And he talks about food, he talks about global warming, he talks about the war in Ukraine, he talks about China, he talks about American politics, he talks about Orban, he talks about the EU, he talks about Africa, and it's for hours, and it's doom, 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 doom. This is why all these people are so enamored with him, honestly. And people may say, no, he doesn't have that much support in Russia. Baloney. He does. He's got a lot of support in Russia. And support doesn't matter for him to be reelected, but he has a lot of support. This is why. Now, he was asked about mobilization. Here you go.
The question is brief, yet concerns many. Will there be a second wave of mobilization?
I understand that this is quite a sensitive matter. Look, we conducted a partial mobilization and then we called up 3,000 people. Ironically, there was a lot of laughter about this to start with. People calling them mobsters. I remember it all very well. The lads fight admirably. It's simple as that.
That's it. That's the mobilization. You know, we had a partial and then we called up 3,000. But, okay, that's my point, guys. And I appreciate you for understanding. I'm not supporting it at all. But if Zhenya was here tonight live, he would tell you the same thing. The guy's in control right now. Imagine Biden talking for 4 hours nonstop. I agree. And I can take it to the other side. Imagine Donald Trump talking for 4 hours. How many times would he lose his mind and get out of control and insult somebody? That's the way he operates. I mean, Vladimir Putin just lays there, doop, doop, doop. I'm not praising him. 67 questions, CZ, that's right. And he blip, blip, blip. Here's another one. How about him talking about World War II history? He's talking about EU and he's talking about Orban. Check this out.
Many European figures outwardly behave like General de Gaulle, who fought for France's interests with weapons in hands, gathered everything that the French had to resist the invaders. In practice, they behave like Marshal Pétain, who was in reality a hero of the First World War, but became a collaborator and yielded to the will of the invaders during the Second. That's what everyone is doing. Almost everyone behaves this way, except for a few people. Fitz stepped on the stage after the elections, and Viktor Orban is in Hungary. I've said it many times. They aren't pro-Russian politicians, they're nationalists, they defend their interests.
You guys do hear him talking about Orban, right? Come on, read between the lines here. Now, I'm going to play you one more. I could have translated all of his stuff today. I watched it all. It was very interesting. And I just chose these three. The first one, he's talking about mobilization. The second one, he mentions Orban. He's talking about World War II history, World War I history. He says Europe right now, they think they're de Gaulle, but they're really not. I mean, it's a bold statement, especially in the Russian. That's translated into English. Now, thirdly, guys, get ready. He clearly tells Russia and now the world that our partner is China, economically and militarily. Here it comes, right out of his mouth.
This vector is intensifying.
Talking about China.
Specifically, Russo-Chinese relations serve as one of the crucial guarantors of world stability. We see what's happening around Russia and China. We notice attempts by the West to redirect NATO activities towards Asia, actions which obviously exceed their charter goals. What should this bloc be doing in Asia? No, they are dragging themselves into Asia, stirring the pot, creating new military political blocs with varied formations. I won't repeat this now, everyone understands this well. China and I don't do anything like that. Yes, we collaborate in the military, economic and humanitarian fields, but we do not form any blocs, and our friendship is not directed against third countries. It is directed to benefit us, but not against anyone. This is what we observe from the West, where everyone is trying to ally against someone. We are closely monitoring this and will respond jointly in a timely and effective manner. No one should harbor any doubts about that.
No one should harbor any doubts about that. We're together. And they cut on the camera to that one girl longer, and she was holding up that red sign. I'll translate that for you. It said, "Is China for or with Russia?" That was the question. Is China with Russia? Is China for Russia? That was the question. And he's talking about it. That's the Putin front. Now, we're going to go downhill before I take you back uphill. U.S. Senate will reconvene Monday, the 18th, work through the 21st, and we shall see what happens. That's all we can say. Poland, the enigma continues. So we elected a new prime minister. He cleared up the border. Now, a judge has overruled and is permitting the blockade again. 2,300 trucks have came through. But on December the 18th, unless something happens again, the truckers are blocking the borders again in Poland. Now, we have 3 days until Monday. We'll be here together Monday, and we'll see what happens. But what on earth is that? I can tell you what it is. Russia. It is Russia at work. It's so easy to see. Now, last night, a Polish minibus driver ran over 3 Ukrainians at a crosswalk at the Polish border. It got very, very ugly and heated between Ukrainians and Poles. The 3 have survived. Okay. I'm just going to tell you from my experience, and I have crossed the Polish-Ukrainian border many, many times at pretty much all the 4 main locations. I've crossed the Moldavian-Ukrainian border 10 times. There is no way to make or have an accident and run over anybody at the crosswalk. It's not possible. You are cued. There are cameras. There are lights. It's just, I'm not going to say it was on purpose, but it's definitely a problem that happened. So the border once again is goofy for this weekend. Tim Ryder, so they have that problem too, not just us. That's exactly right. Judge overruled it. It's crazy. Yes, Ronnie Vranken, you are correct. Slovakia did open their border. Yeah. We'll see. The one that needs to stay open, guys, is not Slovakia, and it's not Hungary. The Polish border is the key, and that one has to stay open. Now, Trump praising Orban on the same day he does this. They immediately wanted to give 50 billion euros to the Ukrainians. In essence, they wanted to give the money of the Hungarians, the money of the member states, including Hungary's money to Ukraine. And that was the point when I said, wait a minute, this is concrete infringement. I must veto this, which of course is not a legal veto. We can say the situation, of course, in Ukraine is bad, so we shouldn't send more money to finance that war. Instead, we should stop the war and have a ceasefire and peace talks. Instead of that, now they want to give more money to keep the war going. So we had many reasons to say no, as the EU wanted to give away Hungary's money. Let's be clear, Ukraine is not ready to be part of the EU. The decision is premature. The situation is not ripe for it. I've said, let's come back to this issue when Ukraine is ready. So there you have Orban. To say it on this one, I'm going to agree with you, buddy. Trump is for Orban. Trump is for Russia. I'll say it this way. He calls Putin his friend, and he invites Orban to speak to CPAC. Let the actions speak for themselves. Now, this, I don't understand either. So when Hungary vetoed the aid, that means that the financial aid going to Ukraine cannot come out of the budget. That's what it means. The EU is still going to give Ukraine 50 billion euros. Hungary's not participating, but 50 billion euros in aid. But here's what's interesting. They're going to give them 50 billion in aid over 4 years with a finalization vote in January. And they are looking at payments of like 1.2, 1.1 billion per month. I'm concerned about that. And I'm concerned about the United States support. We tell you the truth here. I'm really concerned that it's going to wane, dry up. Peter Pavel, the president of Czechia, is going to end up being the prophet of the war. He called it 9 months ago. He called it. He says, you have 2023. Because when 2024 comes, it's all going to change due to the elections. And he's 1,000,000% pro-Ukraine. He says, you have a year. The man is proving to be prophetic. I need to go find the video I played. Now I'm going to make you mad. This made me so mad that I literally, I want to find a way to contact this Colonel McGregor. And I respect him as a United States military person that gave service for our country. But my goodness, he has lost his mind. Of course, you see who he's with there, Trader Carlson. So where did I get this stuff from today that I'm getting ready to show you? I did not get it on any Ukrainian information. I did not get it on any American information. I didn't know anything about this. I got this off Tucker Carlson's channel in Russia. This is where I was able to find a couple of these clips I'm going to show you now. So, a couple of these headlines. These are, they're older, but I just want to draw your attention to them. Colonel McGregor stated in February of 23 that 400,000 casualties, millions displaced, and low birth rate. Ex-Trump advisor blames the U.S. for killing a nation. That is a lie. B, it's almost traitor talk. Calling your own America, your own country that you served, and blame us for killing a nation? The last time I checked, Colonel McGregor, it was Russia that invaded Ukraine. The United States did not invade Ukraine. Russia invaded. We haven't launched a rocket. We haven't launched a missile. We have not shelled. We've not put boots on the ground. You are so full of malarkey. You must be so far gone in your mind to say something so stupid. Trump administration installs advocate for quick Afghanistan withdrawal at Pentagon. That was Colonel McGregor. Colonel McGregor and Trader Carlson are buddies, and I got this off of Tucker's channel in Russia today. That's how I found these videos I'm going to show you. They're in English. And he calls that man on the right a criminal, a thief. It's pure evil. And he's an American. I would like for somebody to take him and drop him right in the middle of the Kremlin and leave him there, because that's where he needs to be. Here's the first one. It's get ready to be mad before I make you happy. And I don't know who this cat is he's talking to. I don't care who he's talking to. Just listen to what he says.
So I've been reading that Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine is accusing Putin and Russia of being behind the Hamas attacks on Israel, and that there needs to be an international investigation. Is this his way of continuing to demonize Putin, or is he trying to pull Ukraine back into the media, or do you think there's any truth to his accusations?
No, I don't see any truth in it. And I think he's trying desperately to do whatever he can to drag us back into the war, because he knows that he's effectively on the road to being abandoned. He knows the money is going to stop. The arms have already stopped. The ammunition isn't coming. He's at the end of his rope. So I think he's probably ready to do or say anything that promises to help him in any way.
Yeah. Okay. So by following your work and your contacts, we've learned the truth that millions, tens of millions of Ukrainians have fled Ukraine. They have no plan of returning to the country. 500,000 plus Ukrainian soldiers have been killed or injured.
Okay, I've got to stop it there. Tens of millions of Ukrainians have fled the country and never coming back. 500,000 soldiers are dead. Because we have got the information from you, Colonel McGregor, and your sources. I'd like to take him right to Avdiivka and drop him. I'm going to go back to it now. It's ignorant. Here you go.
Ukraine, they have no plan of returning to the country. 500,000 plus Ukrainian soldiers have been killed or injured. Yet the war continues, with Zelensky remaining confident that he can win. Is this Zelensky employing his acting skills, or does he actually believe he can beat Russia and Vladimir Putin?
No, I think he's more sober-minded than that. He's at the end, and he's going to say whatever he can to prop himself up to the bitter end. Who knows what sort of fate awaits him? I think there's a darn good chance that he may not survive in office. He's offended, aggravated, angered millions of Ukrainians. He's led them down the path to total disaster. That usually ends badly for the leader. And then, of course, he's probably got a number of escape routes planned to various places where his bank accounts and homes are located.
Forget it. I want to drop him in Donetsk. Forget Avdiivka. Just Donetsk. First of all, millions do not support Zelensky in Ukraine. He's taking them down the road of destruction. And basically, this thug has multiple escape routes and billions of dollars and many homes to choose from. So was that cherry Kool-Aid, grape Kool-Aid, or orange Kool-Aid that you were sipping out of Donald Trump's cup that was poured to him by Viktor Orban that was mailed through Amazon from Vladimir Putin? Which flavor of Kool-Aid? I feel like I'm listening to Jim Jones going to Guyana. That is unbelievably stupid. What a clown. Here, let me finish it. I told you you'd get mad.
I think there's a darn good chance that he may not survive in office. He's offended, aggravated, angered millions of Ukrainians. He's led them down the path to total disaster. That usually ends badly for the leader. And then, of course, he's probably got a number of escape routes planned to various places where his bank accounts and homes are located. But, look, this war is over. If you wanted any evidence for that, all you had to do was essentially look at the budget fight over the money. Suddenly now everyone who was pushing war with Russia in Ukraine is now pushing war with the world inside Gaza for Israel.
I told you. One more, and then I'm going to make you happy. How about this one in front of his Christmas tree? So this is the one I actually found first today in Russian media. So he's speaking English. The subtitles are not in Ukrainian. They're in Russian. This is in Russia. Here you go.
And we sit down privately and listen to what the Russians demand. It's that simple. There's no longer an opportunity to negotiate whatever the people in Kiev think is equitable. Too many people have died. Too much time has been lost. Too much bad blood has been spilled. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to stop fighting. You need an immediate ceasefire in place. They've got to sit down somewhere else on a political level with the leading diplomats advised by their military experts as to how they're going to redraw the map.
This is a really good comment here. Prepper, his throat clearing. Yeah, he's lying. Well, first of all, folks, we know he's lying because we know the truth. And I mean, really, folks, people like that are followed in America by a lot of people, and that is all over Russian media. This is what they would say. This highly decorated military leader, retired, served with Trump. This is what he thinks. It's over. By the way, Mr. Sir, whatever you are, Colonel, I think it's not Colonel McGregor, it's Colonel Klink. I'm trying to figure out where Sergeant Schultz is, but seriously, do you really believe that Vladimir Putin's going to sit down with negotiators? You have no clue who you're dealing with. Zero. So, all right, that's enough of that trash. I told you I'd make you mad on a Friday night. Now, this is why I would never show this, okay? Never show this. We're completely clean here, but reality, guys. I did this on purpose. So I showed you this trash. Okay. Now, this is why you're here and we're growing. 69 watching right now live. Many will watch later. Thank you for hitting the like button, sharing, telling others. We're growing. Going to be here in Ukraine in 18 days. It's beautiful. We're helping and we will continue to help. Yes, we got 2 drones and next we're going to buy a scope for a certain soldier. We're doing what we can do. But do not, please, just follow any rabbit hole. because that's what's really messed America up right now in regard to Ukraine. Right here. Reality. Make sure you're getting the truth. You see, Ukraine, where did I get this picture today? Ukrainian media. I know it's Prince William. Sorry for all my UK guys. Took me a second. I know it's not Harry. He's the redhead. So Prince William. The top image looks like he's flipping the bird, but the reality is he was holding up 3 like this. But that angle, hey, who's he flipping off? Oh, this is the real angle. So this is what the propaganda is. This is what the truth is. This is McGregor and Trader Carlson. But this is the truth. You see, he wasn't flipping the bird. He was holding up 3 fingers. This was shared today on Ukrainian media. That's where I got it. I didn't get it from the UK. And the Ukrainians were saying, please make sure you know the truth. Follow the truth. It's a perfect image. Finally, guys, I'm going to give you a smile. Find truth. Tonight, the thumbnail is, the title of the program is this: the greatness of the Ukrainian army, the soldiers, the truth about them. Of course, you guys know that's our buddy Fish. If you were to summarize right now our hour together tonight and just look at it. We're not sure about the support. I'm sure they're going to get support, but how, when? European aid. I saw some guys in the chat talking about their nations giving in, was Norway, I think, or some, so thankful. We're here in this community and other communities we partner with. We're giving our money, giving our resources, giving our time, risking our lives because we believe in the truth and the right thing to do. And that is to defend Ukraine and to stand up against a tyrant and a dictator who wants to literally rule the world and have a new world order aligned between Putin and Xi Jinping. He said it point blank today. But when an American colonel will come on and talk trash about a man like President Zelensky, who's the commander-in-chief, who would risk everything, he didn't have to stand for his country. He was offered escape many times. Never. It's my country. We're fighting for our country. When you do that, you're trashing the army he leads. You're trashing my friends. And we do not stand for that. So to counteract your trash, I'm going to show you the truth. This is why Ukrainian soldiers, they're amazing. Here you go.
Jack, friends, look, this is the grocery set that you guys gave as a sign of gratitude for the car repairs. I was there and a plain woman was asking for food. She was really begging for something to eat, and I said, if I give you groceries, she replies, that would be great. Let's see what we have.
Here you go, food for you. Oh, put it in my hand. I'm blind. I can't see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God loves you very much. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, McGregor. It's so good. I'm going to show it one last time.
Jack, friends, look, this is the grocery set that you guys gave as a sign of gratitude for the car repairs. I was there and a plain woman was asking for food. She was really begging for something to eat, and I said, if I give you groceries, she replies, that would be great. Let's see what we have.
See, the building's boarded up. I'll tell you guys where this is. Here you go, food for you. Oh, put it in my hand. I'm blind. I can't see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God loves you very much. And my friends, that's why we stand until victory right there. That is reality. That is the Ukrainian army. I have spent 5 months on the front lines. I'm getting ready to spend basically 3 more. I have never had a problem with a Ukrainian soldier. Never. They would always give their life for mine. When I get to the front lines and we go do a delivery or a drop or a mission, or we're embedded with them, staying the nights right on the front, it is, we take care of you. If something happens, it's going to be us and not you, because you have sacrificed your comfort in America to come here and be with us. And even if we don't get back home to Kyiv or Khmelnytsky or Odessa, you're going back to America. That's the Ukrainian army. And when Sergeant Schultz, Colonel Klink, McGregor, and Orban, Sergeant Schultz, I saw that comment, Carl, it's perfect, start spewing this trash, it burns me up, because what I just showed you guys is reality. All right, that's where we're at. I'll check the air raid alert one more time. We're still clean and clear. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. That is good stuff. That is good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate you sharing, commenting, liking. Had a great stream tonight. Great, active in the chat. This is what it's all about. Make sure you hit that like button. Tell somebody else. We'll see you on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Actually, we'll see you Sunday. I'll give you that one again. I'll be co-streaming with Rick, the Ukrainian, Sunday, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. You guys be blessed, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
Слава Україні!
Героям